fingers, really trying to get some blood and oxygen flowing through the body before we get into any serious movements. If you just start working out without warming up the body, you are more prone to injuries, and that is what we want to avoid at all costs, because it just sets you back from your goals and enjoying life. So let's open up all the fascia, get the blood flowing. Always take a nice deep breath in, and big exhaling out, releasing all of that tension. And let's go ahead and warm up the spine. We're going to reach up to the ceiling. Nice deep breath in, bend the knees, and let's just round through the spine. We're letting that spine open up. I like to bounce softly here to release any tension, any small compression in the spine. And then step the feet pretty wide and do some nice swooping figure eights, just being loose, letting the hips open up, letting the spine move. And then we reverse them to kind of get the brain in the game. And then I like to come into a nice flat back, just stretching out those hamstrings, really try to get the energy going through the fingertips and round. And big inhale, flat back one more time, and exhale, round through the spine. We're going to turn our feet externally rotated and press the inside of one knee back, really opening up that low back, opening up the adductors. Always breathing. And one more time each side, because it feels fantastic. And again, inhale and exhale. And then we're going to come down nice and slow wherever you can get to. Try to open up your adductor. If you're up high, that's fine. Don't push too far. This is just a warm up to wake the body up. Try to keep the toes pointing up to the ceiling. Inhale, up and over one more time. And another inhale. And up and over another time. Since we're going to be working on the glutes today, we're going to start by standing up. And we're just going to warm up the body a little bit more, get it ready for some bigger motions. We are going to place our legs directly below our hips. Think about pulling the legs up into the core because they do connect up in there. We're going to pull the core back towards your spine. And we're just going to do some nice parallel squats to warm up the body. So you're always trying to be mindful that your knees are going over your ankles. And engaging your core at all times. Helps keep the low back healthy, and just moving the arms with us to get the blood flowing. Get the whole body involved in our motions. We always want to think about our bodies while utilizing that. The more you can connect the brain into the body and the parts we're focusing on, the more you're going to get out of it and the longer the results will last. Just do 3 more here. Just warming up the body. And last one. And we're going to step nice and wide. We're going to externally rotate our feet. We're again thinking about engaging the core, keeping the shoulder blades pulling back. We do a lot of forward motion, and that's never helpful. So we're going to pull back, and we're just going to do some deep squats. Making sure that the knees are always going over the ankles. The knees are supported by your quadriceps. And if you're rolling in, you're going to put too much stress on the inside of your knees. If you're rolling out, you're going to put too much stress on the outside. We want to keep the knees in alignment to make sure that we do not have any knee injuries, because people are very prone to being imbalanced. And we're going to try to rebalance our muscle system. And let's do 2 more. And we're going to hold this last one down. Keep the shoulder blades back. Try to keep that core engaged. We're going to raise the heels 10 times. Just really kind of open up and activate our hip. And 3. And glute muscles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Check your shoulders. Make sure they're not trying to help you out. And 10. And come on up. It's a nice little glute warm up there. We are now going to come down to our mats. I like to come down in a fashion that helps the spine. We're going to reach up to the ceiling. come up on the toes, come back down, lower the heels, bend the knees, round through the spine, and walk on out. I like to stop in a downward dog here just to give the hamstrings a nice little stretch. Take a nice deep breath in, raising both heels up. Exhale, press one heel flat, press the chest back towards the legs, hips up to the ceiling, and inhale, both heels up. Exhale, other heel down, bend the other knee, really press back through that Achilles and that heel. And again, both heels up, and both heels down. Thinking about trying to press that chest and the ribcage back towards your legs, and then we'll just come on down. I like to take a nice little stretch here because it always feels good on the shoulders and spine. And then we're going to get right into it. We're going to come down onto our forearms and knees and just do a little nice glute warm-up. So we're going to be utilizing all the muscles of the glutes today, trying to keep them all active, which keeps the hip and low back healthy. We're going to start off nice and easy, bending the knee and pressing that heel up to the ceiling. And then down back to your other knee and out to the side. And we like to do these slow and mindfully because the slower and more mindful you can do your exercise, the more neural pathways you are going to connect into those muscles, and the more ready those muscles will be to work for you on a daily basis. And out, and we press up for 4, and out, and out. Be mindful that our ears and shoulders are not too close to each other. We often have a tendency to really get into our trapezius, which is never the point, especially if we're working on our glutes. And we have 2 more after this one. And last one. And then like hold that foot up to the ceiling, keeping that knee bent. Foot is fairly close to your glute. And we're just going to do little pulses here, 10 times. Small, slow pulses to keep the brain focusing on those glute muscles. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And bring it down. We're going to do knee circles. So now we're going to bring that knee up to our armpit, rotate through that hip best we can, back up to the ceiling, and bring it through. For 1, and around for 2, and 3, and 4. One more in this direction, and 5. And we're going to reverse that. Up, out to the side, around and through. And 4, and 3, and 2, and last one. So just a short 3 exercise series. The glute muscles should all be firing. And we're going to go ahead and turn to the other side, or just switch legs depending on where you are. So again, we're going to start elbows under the armpits, core is still engaged, and we're going to keep that knee bent and bring it up to the ceiling, back down to the knee, and all the way up to the side for 1, and 2, and 3. Remember, we're keeping these slow and mindful. If you just move around, you're going to use momentum over strength. I always ask all my clients to really think about putting strength over momentum for longer lasting results. If you're going to do the exercise, you might as well do it to its most effectiveness. And 7, and 8. Feel those glutes turning on, and 9. One more. Up, remembering to keep that heel fairly close to your glutes. Now we're going to go up for 10 little pulses. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we're going to start our bent knee glute circles, bringing that knee up towards our armpit, out, around in a circle, back up to the ceiling and through. And 2, and 3, 4. Last one in this direction. And now we're gonna reverse the glute circle. So bring it up, out to the side and around. And 4. And 3. And 2. Last one. And 1. Now we're gonna go back to the other side for 2 more fantastic glute exercises that help strengthen all of your glute muscles, as well as we're working a little bit more on hip mobility now that they're a little bit tighter. So this time we're gonna stay on our hands and knees. If you feel more comfortable, you can always come down onto your forearms. If you have wrist issues, sometimes people like to stay on their forearms. And we're gonna start off with glute rainbows. I gave them a nice name because sometimes they're a little challenging. We're gonna bring that leg as far as we can out from our hip, and we're gonna draw a giant rainbow behind us all the way over to the other side. So again, that's up, nice and slow. This one's really gonna feel the strength. If you're just flinging that leg around, you're not gonna feel nearly the control or burn that you can get out of it by being mindfully and slowly. And just 2 more. Nice long leg, trying to keep that knee straight so we activate all the muscles through our hamstrings and glutes. And up and over is 1, so we have 1 more left. Drawing that nice, big, beautiful rainbow behind us. And back through. If you need to stretch out your shoulders, feel free to take a nice deep breath in, press the chest down towards the mat. And we're gonna come right back up for one of my favorite double hip stretches. We're gonna be on the same leg, and we're gonna slide that leg or step back behind us, coming into a pigeon. So you're stretching out that left glute right here. You're gonna use your core and your hip to bring your knee up to your hip and extend out. And then kind of step back behind you. If you have socks on, you can slide. If you don't, sometimes it feels better to just step and extend for 2. And down. And up and extend for 3. I'm just gonna do 5 of these today. And 4. And last one. Reach over and back. Feel that nice big stretch. And up and extend. We're gonna switch back to our second side. And we're gonna do the same 2 exercises here. The glute rainbows to start off with. Again, hands and knees, or forearms and knees. Either is acceptable and whatever feels best for your body. So let's bring that leg all the way up from our hip. Draw a nice big rainbow up and over, trying to keep that knee straight. Try not to bend it in this exercise. And over the other side, like drawing a big rainbow of colors behind you. And bring up. And that's 2. And 2. Again, these are much slower than you want them to be, to get the most effectiveness out of them as possible. And 3. And back. 2 more to go. Up all the way around, painting those colors. And around. And last one. And 4. And now we have 1 more. If you need to stretch your arms out, you can. If not, let's try to hold and keep going. We're gonna step that leg back behind us, give me a nice stretch to that right glute, the first side glute. Using the stomach, arms, knee, pull up to the hip. Keep your knee as high as possible and extend out. And step back, slide that heel down, or foot down, or step. If you don't have socks on, it doesn't feel good to slide your skin on a wood floor, that's for sure. And this is 2. And let's come back. Nice big stretch. Again, we're keeping our mind into this by doing the exercise nice and slowly. And our last one. And pull it up and extend out. So those are our 5 basic glute exercises for today. Strengthen the glutes We utilized the hips for external rotation, and then we did full round motions, and we got a little stretch. I always like to finish off with the stretch. So today we will be trying our stacked knees. So we're gonna try to stack the knees on top of each other. If that feels a little too extreme, you can extend the bottom leg and just rotate and stretch that hip. I like to go for bigger stretch if I can, and try to stack those knees, hold those feet, take a nice deep breath in through the nose, and just exhale, trying to let your body sink down into the mat. Trying to let go of any of that tension. And again, one more nice deep breath in, and just sink down into your mat. Sometimes I like to take a little stretch over each side. It's a little nicer in there now. And we're gonna go ahead, switch the legs. Try to stack the knees one on top of the other again. Best you can. Sit again, straighten out the bottom leg. If this is too much of a stretch, and rotate towards that leg. And if you can, let's go for the stacked knees. And again, utilizing your breath and your mind. Take a nice deep breath in. And big exhale. Sink down. And again, you can go side to side, using your breath. Getting a full stretch in. And there, now your glutes should be active to go about your daily life and feel good. Thank you.